What's up, guys? This is Chad with Living the Van Life up here in Washington.
Babe, did you forget where you're at? We're not in Washington. We're living the van life down under in Oz on the sunny coast of Australia.
It was actually a completely last minute surprise trip. It was a week ago. I was camping in negative 17-degree weather up in the interior of British Columbia, and somehow found myself on a surprise trip down here to Australia to hang out with this girl. As you guys know her, it's Ann in a van.
Completely caught by surprise.
And you guys have been asking for it ever since Ann made her trip up to America. But you guys want to see some van life down here in Australia. So with this last minute trip, what we did is we threw together some last minute arrangements, and we've got ourselves a hire van up here on the Sunshine Coast, which is north of Brisbane.
We're gonna go check out some sites.
We're gonna cruise up and down the Sunshine Coast. We're gonna check out some spots like Noosa, up into the North Shore, and experience a little bit of van life down under.
Let's see what Aussie van life has to offer.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Let's check it out.
Let's do it.
This is more like living the van life on the wrong side of the road. Well, we just stumbled upon a cool little spot called Point Arkwright up here along the Sunshine Coast north of Maroochydore and Mooloolaba. And this is going to be a perfect little spot to pull up in the van. Ann's going to make some breakfast. We're going to start this adventure off right.
Something quite simple, just a scrambled egg, a bit of feta, a bit of spinach, a bit of seasoning. Serve it on some toast. We're not going to overbeat them because we want them to stay fluffy. Okay?
Fluffy eggs?
Fluffy eggs. Made up a simple little toast, scrambled egg, bit of spinach. Very much looking forward to sitting down here and enjoying it.
Well, we started out this van adventure with some amazing brekkie, as they call it here in Australia. Now we're gonna head up towards Noosa. Noosa's a pretty premier spot up here along the coast. We're gonna go check that out. Have heard word of a really nice beach to go chill there. So that's next up on our stop. After having Ann over to the States to spend 18 days living the van life over there in wintertime, definitely a cool opportunity to be able to jump across over here to Australia for a surprise trip and live just a little bit of van life with her over here, Australian style. This is what we've been looking forward to for an Australian van adventure, is to be able to pull up on the freaking awesome beaches found here in Australia and be able to just kick back, relax, and enjoy van life Australia style. Look at this beach right back here. We got ourselves set up in a perfect little spot where we were able to back up right to the beach, flip open the back door, and we've got a perfect view. We're gonna pour some drinks, have some snacks, kick back and enjoy this freaking hot, hot weather. One of the great things about jumping in a hire van like this is the opportunity to experience something different when it comes to van life and see how it compares to the old Vanagon back home in the States. The folks over at Sunshine Coast Campervan and RV Hire hooked us up with a great deal so we can come out and enjoy this experience. For this weekend's van adventure, we've got ourselves a 2007 Toyota Hi-Ace high-top camper van. It's the first time I've ever been inside of a high-top camper van. It is actually quite nice. I am 6 foot, 6'1", 6'2", somewhere around in there, and I've got plenty of clearance, so that's pretty cool to be able to stand up. I think one of the things that I'm enjoying most is the fact that you can back up to a beach, you can flip open the rear hatch, and you can chill and enjoy the view out over the beach, wherever it may be that you are.
So while this has been the perfect living space to enjoy the pristine scenery we have out here with the hatch open, it honestly takes something as simple as removing this table, locking in a couple of boards down here in between the two chairs, pulling the cushions together, and we end up with what is the equivalent of a double bed or something that's maybe even fractionally larger. It's a comfortable space. It's certainly enjoyable for bed mode. This particular van is fitted out with a sink over here. We have some crockery, we have cutlery, all the utensils we need. Over here we have a cooktop, so runs on propane, which we were able to scramble some eggs, boil some water when we wanted to do some cleanup later on. This has been a savior. This little fridge here runs on 12 volt. We have had the opportunity to use the small freezer compartment to keep some ice, keep some drinks cold. It has kept up with what I believed was going to maybe be a little hard work.
One thing that I can guarantee is that is definitely enough talk about a van. Let's go enjoy the beach.
Yes,
and some
beach.
Sunshine.
Beach, sunshine, water.
Yes.
Chillaxing in Noosa. Let's do it.
We're gonna take the ferry over to the North Shore. It's supposed to be some pretty awesome beaches. We're hoping that we're gonna find a spot to call home for the night up there. Ideally, if we find a spot overlooking the beach somewhere where we can set up home for the night, be able to chill out, throw out some chairs, because that would make the ultimate Australian van experience. Just a quick $7 ferry ride across the Noosa River gets us onto the Noosa North Shores. Hopefully quite a bit more exploring to go on out here. It's starting to look a lot more like some Australian backcountry. Unfortunately, we do only have a two-wheel drive unit, so I don't know exactly what our access is going to be. If it was my two-wheel drive back home with some BFGs and knowing the limits of a Vanagon, we'd be right amongst it, right in the middle of it. That's something you don't get to see on a van adventure over in the United States. One weekend it's bighorn sheep up in Canada. The next we got kangaroos down here in Australia. One challenge that we are indeed finding is that it is not as easy as one would think to find just open areas to be able to pull up and wild camp or free camp. Originally we had ideas of being able to just rock up to any random beach and call that home for the night. I don't think that's going to happen the way it's looking right now. So this was our camp spot for last night. Found ourselves in a little bit of an urban stealth camp type scenario. We're actually parked in one of the beach parking lots. This entire area is inundated with so many van travelers and surfers and tourists that we've found that it's extremely hard to actually find something that doesn't seem so strict on overnight camping. They really crack down on where you cannot sleep overnight. So urban stealth camping seems to be quite challenging, especially for being fresh to the area and not really knowing the surroundings. Now I suppose when I say urban stealth camping, I use that term loosely, especially up here along the coast of Queensland, because an urban stealth camp up here means that you're only a few steps from amazing beaches, amazing views.